This fragrance is called Fat Electrician. Hey forum, Manny back here with another video on the CascadeScents fragrance station, and this one is on my top 5 État Libre d'Orange fragrances. But as always, before we get on with everything, the goal for this video is 500 likes. If we reach that goal, I'll randomly PM a single subscriber within the comment section below, and this time around you'll not only be the recipient of an assorted niche fragrance sample pack, but you'll also receive a brand new full 30 ml bottle presentation of this list number 1. Now of course you can only enter the contest once per YouTube account, so please do not leave more than one comment, and please make sure that your YouTube account is enabled to send and receive inbox messages and that you're subscribed to this channel if you aren't so already. And no, this video is not sponsored by État Libre d'Orange, although that would be awesome. Honestly, I paid for this video's extra giveaway prize here with some of last month's ad revenue / Amazon affiliate money, all thanks to your continued support. So again, I cannot thank you enough for being here, as you make it possible for me to financially / physically low-key give back to you too. But anyway, moving on, this video is about that hot mess of a brand called État Libre d'Orange. And actually, have you even heard of this brand? Now I say this because this brand is typically overlooked by many, which is why I want to highlight them in the first place. And depending on how you look at it, if you have heard of them before, you may believe that it was for the wrong reasons, as this brand is low-key notorious for its fragrance inspirations, titles, and even smells. Like the super extra reminiscent of blood, sweat, and semen Sécrétions Magnifiques, for example. But before you turn off this video if you're anyway perturbed by that, don't worry, that stuff is not in my top 5 whatsoever. But for the record, if that is actually your cup of tea, there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I'm personally into their more wearable stuff despite some of the crazy inspirations and whatnot. Wearable stuff that's super unique. État Libre d'Orange is just a really interesting brand altogether. They're even willing to work with celebs and other personalities even to create something furthermore bespoke and inspired. Stuff that would feel super personal for them that wouldn't follow any of the current tropes in modern day perfumery. So I think that's cool, and just a forward, that's the kind of stuff that you'll see this list kind of comprise of. So with that being said, let's get into it, starting off with my number 5. Here is Remarkable People. Honestly, this is what signature scents can or should smell like. Super bright, modern day grapefruit opening to draw people in, but it has a character that makes it furthermore unique, with spices like black pepper and cardamom for a tiny kick to people's noses, but most importantly that champagne for a more unique, celebratory, and luxury vibe. But overall, it's a linear, super easy to wear scent that I can get used to wearing from the spring all the way down to warmer fall days for nearly every occasion. However, it does have one drawback, and that is its longevity. Now, I don't care that it doesn't project off my skin scent cloud wise as much as other scents do, but as a year-round scent that I want to wear for X amount of occasions, that's why I am kind of salty at its longevity. Also predominantly the reason why it's only my number 5 État Libre d'Orange fragrance here. Still a lovely offering, especially if you're looking for an altogether alternative signature scent. Maybe you'll have better luck than me in the performance department. Again, it's Remarkable People. Also, shout outs to Triple Link for this one.
This is the house of État Libre d'Orange. This is actually from the house of État Libre d'Orange. This is État Libre d'Orange.
For État Libre d'Orange.
Oh man, I miss you, Bradley. Moving on, here we go with my number 4 État Libre d'Orange fragrance. Here's Fat Electrician. Firstly, that name, Fat Electrician, is hilarious sounding, but real talk, I find this fragrance to be super pleasant despite that name and what it represents in a man no longer in his prime. So here you have a note like an earthy smelling vetiver to signify that masculinity, but also sweeter gourmand-like notes like chestnut cream and vanilla, which I guess low-key implies this dude just said, I like desserts, why not? Which all properly makes sense in unison for the sake of this fragrance's inspiration, but despite that subversion of man, Fat Electrician does something that I wasn't expecting but got anyway, and that's good feedback. But just so you know, that positive feedback was actually off of me, scent cloud wise and unsolicited. So that's pretty cool how I got 2 unsolicited compliments from this, just in the air, not expecting it. I think that's pretty awesome. But also, it still doesn't strike me as a bedtime scent, if you know what I'm saying. Might go into the realm of too masculine or too sickly sweet. So as always, try before you buy, especially if you're into either of those kind of scents. Again, it's my number 4 État Libre d'Orange fragrance, Fat Electrician. Next up, we have my number 3 État fragrance. Here's You or Someone Like You. Citrusy, green, watery, minty, a little floral, but despite using a lot of those commonly fresh notes, You or Someone Like You actually comes off as equally unique as it is wearable as far as summer fragrances go, which I of course appreciate. Overall, very outdoorsy, kind of reminds me of a post-rainy day through a metropolitan park or something like that. I think that's really cool. Now, this stuff is actually a collaborative effort with author and renowned fragrance critic Chandler Burr, and he did something that I thought was rather peculiar here actually, and that's not post an official note list or breakdown. And I know some people are adamantly for for or against that, but from what I know, Burr wants you to kind of lose yourself into the scent, into how you immediately perceive what it is, or however way you want to perceive it as in the end, hence its name, you or someone like you. So I love the approach along with its really pleasant scent. That's why it's on this list as my number 3 État Libre d'Orange fragrance. Again, it's a fresh and green you or someone like you in collaboration with Chandler Burr. Now moving on to my number 2 État Libre d'Orange fragrance. This one's totally a guilty pleasure. Here's Putain de Palace. Real talk forum, I absolutely cannot resist this stuff off of a woman. Literally French for hotel whore. This seductive fragrance is both powdery and lipsticky, but with a touch of leather. But somehow for a fragrance that is super raunchy in its description and lore, I actually find to be somewhat classy and wearable for a woman too. Like, I think this would make for a lovely night out or date night scent, and I could honestly see PDP getting at least a few head turns, as well as people asking about the scent throughout the date. So in order for that to happen, it's also a beast as far as its performance, of course, but not like it's making me sick kind of beastly. It's just right. People will definitely notice someone wearing this scent. So I love it overall. I love everything about it off of a woman, and it's not because I'm a misogynist that enjoys the lore here or that I'm a provocateur of some sort. I just think it's okay to have fun with fragrance once in a while, regardless of how tasteful one may think this is or lack thereof. So again, this is my number 2 État Libre d'Orange fragrance. It's a kind of slutty smelling yet classy Putain de Palace. But finally now, here we go with my number 1 État Libre d'Orange fragrance. Here's Like This. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a minute now, you know that this Tilda Swinton inspired offering is one of my favorite autumnal fragrances, period. I love everything about it, with just enough pumpkin and ginger spice along with Immortelle, which specifically makes the smell caramelize in an herby kind of way, if that makes any sense. So overall, perfect casual scent for the autumn without having one of those main ingredients be too amplified to make this sickly smelling or anything, so I love how it's just right for me here. Totally low-key pumpkin spice latte meets other desserts if I had to boil it down to one sentence. And it totally makes me want to go shopping in the city or walking through a metropolitan park with leaves changing in color or something like that. You know, stuff I already want to do a lot of in the autumn, so that's why I love this scent. So look no further and test this out already if you're looking for a sweet autumnal fragrance. That or win my contest at random by liking, subscribing, and commenting below. Again, this is for the great Like This in collaboration with Tilda Swinton, my number 1 État Libre d'Orange fragrance. Anyway, I think that's it for him. Hopefully you enjoyed my top 5 État Libre d'Orange fragrances. I myself too was one of those Puritan, too smug for this brand's gimmickry to begin with type of people, but they made me a believer because all I had to do was give the scents a chance. And now not only do I actually love them because they're actually super pleasant, but I also now cannot help but love that explicit, raunchy, crazy lore that they have for some of these fragrances too. So all in all, that's why I say wear your fragrances at the end of my videos, because you don't know how much you'll truly appreciate something unless you actually give it a chance. So cheers to État Libre d'Orange, you guys are awesome. But as for you watching wherever you are, it's that time of the video where I'd love to hear some of your feedback. What do you think of these fragrances or État Libre d'Orange overall? Please let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video or if it made you smile, please like and subscribe if you've yet to. Remember, 500 likes and a random subscriber in the comments not only gets an assorted niche fragrance sample pack this time, but it's 30 ml of Like This too. So please, especially this time, help me help you. And until then, salute and thank you for your time as always. Take care for now. Peace out. Bye. Wear your fragrances.